Our number one story headline reads: Trump calls Zelensky a dictator after Ukraine leader accuses him of spreading disinformation. Now, this is not Drake and Kendrick Lamar. This is a bit more serious. This has lives that have already been on the line and lives going forward and resources that are going to go forward in future of nations and people around the world. And it seems like one little country seems to be the instigator per Donald Trump. Your mileage may vary on those thought processes. Now, from the article, the U.S. President Donald Trump has actually labeled Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as a dictator without elections, accusing him of prolonging the war with Russia for personal gain. The statement follows Zelensky's assertion that Trump is ensnarled in Russian disinformation. The exchange has intensified concerns about the deteriorating relationship between the two nations. I'm going to go off script here and sort of kind of give you what's going on. So bear with me if it seems a little bit rambly, because I'm pulling it from knowledge, not from what's written, because it's a narrative that is what you would expect from any sort of political drama on TV, but it's playing out in real time. And if you have trouble picking sides, there are reasons for that. Now, when Donald Trump was going to be made president, pretty much it was assumed he was going to be president. He assumed what happened, and then he won the election by more votes, not quite a landslide. Everyone basically started to play nice with Donald Trump, and now that he's 33 days into it, people are starting to wonder why they played nice, because they're seeing the same old thing from last time. Someone who was a bit petty, a bit overreaching, and essentially no one's really sure why he's grabbing for power, except for it's there. Now, he has started negotiations with Russia for the ceasefire with Russia and Ukraine. They've not invited Ukraine to be there. They've not invited Europe to be there, but they're telling Europe they're going to have to pay for it, but whatever he decides. He's also trying to get half the mineral rights for the entire state of Ukraine to pay for what was going on. And now the escalation is going even bigger. Zelensky, who's been extremely diplomatic, weirdly enough, in the cases of what's going on here, all of a sudden still being diplomatic, saying that Donald Trump, he has great respect for him, but wonders why he's locked into this disinformation parallel universe and saying these things. Because when you listen to Donald Trump, he is speaking Russian talking points. In fact, the last batch, the elections without a president without elections was because the actual elections that should happen last spring got postponed because Ukraine's in a war. Also, the fact that implying that Ukraine basically started this, which is kind of odd that Ukraine would have asked Russia to come in and literally shoot them in the face and just let them stick around and keep it going, is also a bit on the nutty side. So there's that. If you have listened to me before and you're about to turn me off in a moment because you don't like what I'm saying about Donald Trump, that's just kind of where I'm going. We try to play pretty straight balls and strikes what's going on, but you do get the opinion as people with eyes will see this is what's happening, process it, digest it. There are many things about this that doesn't make any sense in this conflict. This is a conflict between Zelensky and Trump, because Trump's really big at trying to make a deal as fast as possible with a strong man who used to run the KGB, who made it so he can make himself president for life, who is an oligarch of oligarchs, and is basically the crime boss of the world. And we, as the sort of police of the world, or as the shining beacon on the hill that people were supposed to be aspiring to, are doing what we can to ingratiate ourselves with him, to be with Russia. In fact, pushing away all of our friends because this cute girl over here, who's kind of on the naughty side, is giving us the wink and eye nod. So we're kind of going that in, to the point that we're literally throwing some other person under the bus, Ukraine under the bus, to give them away to this other entity. That's what's really happening. That's what's actually happening right here. When you don't invite the person who was attacked in part of the negotiations for the ceasefire for them to stop being attacked, then you have issues. You at least, if they were actually instigating, you have to call them to the carpet on it. In fact, there's nothing happening here. And we're going to take half their mineral rights and make some other people pay for the cleanup. This is not the art of the deal. This is just a bad deal. And why we get to make it, I'm not exactly sure.